Hi there, Sagittarius. This is Kim, here to do your reading. I hope you're doing good. Next 3 days, right? Let's get some energies for your next 3-day messages. See what it is that your spirit guides or your angels need you to know. Just get right into it. Let's do short and sweet this time for Sagittarius. Next 3-day messages. And I certainly hope you all are having a good day, as best as you can. Big energies, right? We're all feeling these huge energy shifts and lots of stuff going on the outside. Wow, sun splendor and Chiron. Okay, I'm obviously sucked right into it, right? Okay, so healing for one thing. And you know, I was doing Aries reading this morning, and I was getting the message that this energy that's coming in, it can feel really intense and heavy, especially during eclipse season, but just this energy in particular at this time, was getting the message of things being cleared out and healed very easily through awakenings. Sometimes awakenings, like just being, maybe the word is awareness is what I'm looking for. Like there's something that this energy is doing as it's like purging things from our bodies. It's also bringing stuff to the surface to be aware of. And what we don't really realize most of the time is that the moment we're aware of, even especially those things that are really hard for us to admit, whether they're true or not, let me add that, it's an awareness as to how you really feel about certain things, how you really feel. And that right there, being honest with yourself, is healing stuff, and it's releasing, and it's bringing about new versions of you. You should wake up these next few days and feel like you're a new you, because essentially you are. These things are changing us. Because see, with this sun splendor, I see that crystalline energy coming through. So hold more light, right? Holding more light, and in a sense is lightening our load. So whatever it is that's healing in a major way is going to be making it feel like the road is finally getting clear. Okay, like the path is getting clear. The obstacles won't seem as big anymore or as challenging anymore. Because oftentimes the struggles, difficulties, and obstacles that are in our way were unconsciously programmed by ourselves. So things can change really quick. That's what I'm wanting to get across, is that things can change really quick within yourself. And I really get that message of, and I'm probably going to say it for each sign because I feel like it's the energy that is so powerfully loving and strong and transformative that people are waking up to something new, something to be glad about being you. So you can expect some good things with the Sun Splendor card coming out. You can expect really good things. Healing feels wonderful. Healing feels wonderful. Do you remember the last time that you were really sick, like really sick, and had to get antibiotics or something like that? Like actually, or you know, if you're me, you're probably gonna wait forever to see if it can clear up on its own. And but even in that case, if you're like me and you're gonna just up your vitamin C and rest and water, you do notice that break point, you know, when the fever's gone, when the sweating stops or the clamminess stops, when the reaction of your body feeling down and groggy goes away. It's sweet relief, right? And that's what this energy is doing, but it's doing it to your it feels like it's doing it to your emotional body. Emotional healing makes sense with the eclipse that we just had. It makes sense. A very emotional body healing. So it's big. I mean, you can think of, there's 2 sun cards in this deck, and that one is the Sun's Splendor. It's a little different. It's something that's, it's like, you know, it's like you have a plain cake and that's the sun, or you have the one with pretty icing on it, and that is Sun Splendor. It's the one with the nice icing on it. I like food metaphors. So this is like going all out, right? Michelin star restaurant type of Sun Splendor. And there's so much here, like, to be colored in, you know? There's so much left. It's a card that's reminding you, if you get Chiron and this, then it is telling you to know that just like that illness that passed a long time ago, or whatever it was, this also gives you like a deeper appreciation for feeling good again, and that you're not to lose any hope, or not to, if you're still dealing with those heavier energies of purging and feeling very emotional and things like that, that it's a process, is what they're saying, and that you're getting on the outcome of this all. It's going to be so well worth it. And there's a lot of things that you don't have to do anything for with this energy. It's meant to bring in divine feminine more and more. So for men and women here, it's meant to bring in effortless creation, healing, nurturing, loving energy. Yeah. So, wow, it's too many. It's too many. Yeah, I think he'll be playing a different role, because I did see the mask card. So we're here with all of these different personas, personalities. They change and they shift all the time. I feel like this is going to be more so about taking off the mask. So many more people out there that are finally knowing and admitting to themselves that they are divine, they are worthy, and that they are essentially love. And that's actually going to be rippling out. That's going to be huge changes, even if just a small group of us recognize that. Authenticity recognizes authenticity, and even people who are not authentic seems to get on their nerves when someone else is authentic, because what? Oh, it's recognized as truth. So even in that situation, it's still recognized. It's a very high vibe energy. So that's another message. So I'm just kind of opening up here to let whatever wants to come through for your messages. And that these cards are helping, and I don't think one's going to flip out, so let's cut it. Ooh. Well, this probably goes here. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the darkness can't hide here in this energy. The darkness and the things that we might not want to admit to ourselves about how we really feel. When I was talking about that earlier, it's coming across to me as being like a shadow, as part of the shadow self. Sometimes our shadow self is not very apparent to us. It's not very visible, or there's truly a lack of awareness of the truth of something. And anything that's not in that authenticity, in that truth, that's not the right way for me to say it. Let me see. It's because it's not a place of denial, but it feels like shadowy, the energy. It feels like something that we didn't want to admit to ourselves, about how we really felt about a person, a situation, our childhood. It's like some sort of realization that things are not the way that we try to paint them out to be. And that realization, there you go, that's how I want to say it, and that awareness is coming like up to the surface, and it's healing. And I think this energy is helping that happen effortlessly for a lot of us. So we're seeing this, though. We're seeing this on like a large scale. Apocalypsis, I mean, this card is about being able to, it's a breaking of the veil, but it's so that the light can come through, the darkness is revealed. And ultimately this card is about you being like a transmuter of this energy. You help dispel it with your light. So it must first be dispelled within ourselves. And so I think a lot of people can get, including myself a long time ago, I get confused about the shadow self and feeling like it's got to be something kind of big or scary. But sometimes it's just whatever is not seen and lies in the dark, lies in the shadow. It's not necessarily always something, that we think it would be. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you have a big job when this card comes. But this is saying that it's like, I think we're like almost there for some big things to be healed. As a collective, especially as Sagittarius, as a collective, because of what is appearing here. Oh, the forest. You know what's weird, what just came through my mind when I saw that forest is, if you can't see the forest because of the trees, then maybe there's a reason that you're supposed to be looking at that tree. Maybe there's a reason you're supposed to be there in that darkness at that moment. Maybe there's something there for you to see. So I'm taking a little bit of a complete spin on that quote, because I find meaning in the forest. I find meaning. I find part of the adventure is in the forest, part of the not knowing. And it's dark, and I feel sometimes like we're lost in it. But maybe there's something there, like with this energy. Maybe there's something in the darkness that we need to see. Maybe it's a really big metaphor for ourselves, or admit to ourselves about. So, it's not necessarily that I'm saying, I think you should enjoy being lost. No, I'm saying to examine your surroundings when you find yourself in that place, and your inner surroundings, your inner self, like focus inward there. Because there's something that to me is in the shadows or in the darkness that needs to be seen. That is a good energy for the pioneering energy, the pioneering spirit. Because I always think of the forest, like when they show it on this card, I don't think of any paths being paved out. I feel like I'm usually tapping into an energy that is going to pave the way. And there's other people with you. You're not lost and alone. There's a lot of people facing their own shadows, facing their own darkness right now. the self. Oh, the self. The self, the dreamer, the one. The one that makes it all possible. You. Yeah, okay. You could go really deep into this one. You could go into psychology about this one. You could go into solipsism with this one if you wanted to, and say that all that's there is the self. It's an out there philosophy. But it's saying that, which I can see how all of these things tie together, but it's basically saying that you are the only one that exists. And that everything you see is what you have dreamt up, including birth, including death. All is made in your mind, and that's the only mind you can be sure that exists. That's the philosophy. So I'm not saying that I see a blend of things. But so when I see this card, I think of projection. I think of a projection of yourself. So very basically, I see this card in this spread as being somebody who's found a new part of themselves. It is like stepping into the new person. Like I say, waking up and all of a sudden, did you realize you're like a new person? Because when that new person who's evolved, who's been in the forest, who's healed lots of darkness that has come up to the surface, is ready for the sun's splendor, is ready to, no matter what philosophy you think about it being created, is ready to experience joyful, meaningful experiences, people, projections of what's inside themselves. And I think that's what you're ready for. I feel like I'm a little confusing here with your reading, and I'm sorry about that. Whoa. And we have these worries. Oh, wow. What it says on that card, this is sci-fi tarot, by the way. So you have the forest card, but what does it say on the Five of Pentacles? It says lost, alone, and afraid. And it says with worse to come, like feeling like there's worse to come. This might be what we're feeling right now. Might be what, if you're not feeling this, maybe you're in the forest and you can feel other people feeling this. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're picking up on other people. And so this card would tell you that if you're picking it up on other people, then there's something about that to find within yourself as to why you're even noticing that. We're getting so philosophical with Sagittarius. This is when we're feeling lost because we're afraid, because the money's not right, stability's not right, feeling like we need something. Could have felt like you needed something from a loved one and they didn't give it to you. And then you feel alone. Maybe that's something to even be aware of, feeling that way. Like, well, I thought somebody would have cared about ... Like, so maybe it's like that type of feeling. It's the energy of, oh no, what's next? What's next? I'm not predicting anything bad, by the way. I think that that's just the energy that's being felt. Oh, good. We definitely have something better coming in. 3 of Cups. And the King of Swords on the bottom. Smartest man on any planet. So 3 of Cups is bringing in your soul tribe. People who are going through a similar experience to you. People who can be your friends, your support. Think of joy, I think of abundance, but laughter within other, with other people. There's going to be some sort of awakening to this. Oh, beautiful. A homecoming. Some sort of awakening of who's your support, of who's the person that you're going to talk to when you feel down or up. Are there better people to come into your life? Because it looks like there are. And there's this whole awakening energy here with Judgment and a path. A path, it's a sure path. Spirit has planned this, and it's a major decision for you to make regarding what path to take at this point. I would say try your best not to fall into fear too much with that 5 of Pentacles, with worry, with excessively worrying. Try your best. And have some kind of faith that something is being brought together. I'm also seeing mainly these 3 people here and 3 people here. 4 of Wands. It says a joyous celebration and a homecoming. Geez, I just noticed this card says apocalypse and this card says the last days on planet Omega. Goodness. Jeez. Sorry. The 4 of Wands is celebration, is coming together with the right partnerships, with the right alliances. May feel like homecoming because maybe, like I said, maybe it's part of your soul group, soul tribe. Queen of Swords, 6 of Swords. That can stand for things coming together such as marriages, purchase of land or house, maybe a car. I mean, it's big, big milestones if you look at it like that. But the way that I'm really reading this is that it's coming together as 11-11, path and purpose, and the right people being lined up here. So the 6 of Swords is you going in a different direction. Somewhere that's calm, somewhere that feels better. And the Queen of Swords here with her focus. It says she knows what must be done and isn't afraid to do it. So let's ask about something good then here too with all of this. So your focus and your determination here to go into some sort of different direction is going to lead you to a calmer time. Less worry, for one thing. Give me something good for Sagittarius, please. Family wishes come true with the well. Something to celebrate with that 4 of Wands. Psychic ability, trust your intuition, especially with that veil being thin, with the Apocalypse card. Here we have, she has a target there next to her eye. And here you have the target, a goal-oriented person. Like say if you're bound and determined to go in a different direction or be somewhere where there's not as much conflict or negativity, then that's where the focus needs to be, right? Another card about your focus, Eagle, which it does say triumph over troubles and obstacles. So that's triumph over that 5 of Pentacles energy, I would say. And the eagle, we know the eagle is all about their sharp sense of sight, right? And agility, and I think is it Garuda, something Garuda, Saparna or something like that. It was this big eagle in a mythical sense that it's able to like fly above storms when they come, or shrink down small if there's a big predator so it doesn't see it. It can do all these kinds of like mystical, magical things in order to get around obstacles and challenges. They don't, essentially they just kind of like disappear, which is what I was saying might even happen with you with this healing that occurs. Is like something that all of a sudden what was an obstacle or a challenge is seemingly a door just kind of opens, right? So I have the Phoenix, I have chest, I have sword and scales, and I have the dice. So the Phoenix says transformation. We know that the Phoenix is a mythical bird that rises from its own ashes. Actually, yeah, it does it as like a ritual, where I think it's like every 500 years the story goes, that this bird, and of course it's mythical, but would burn cloves and itself for the sake of being reborn from its own ashes. It trusts a process that's pretty extreme if you think about it. The story is about something that trusts a process of, I must burn everything down and give thanks while I'm doing that, because I know I'm going to be reborn. So that's your faith in this process that's going on right now, as intense as it might be. So the Apocalypse card is about seeing the truth for what it is, even if it's dark, seeing it, awareness, witnessing it, and then it gets healed. And then it's really nothing to fear either, though. That's the thing. The fear is so fake. The fear is always what's in the darkness. This is truth. It's not anything to fear, but it's what you see. So it rises, and that's the sword and scales. That's the truth. The dice is about you taking a risk, and it might be on a specific chess move, you know what I mean? Like a strategy or a gameplay. Might be on something like that. Some sort of strategy. Well, you know, you do have the, with the eagle, the target, and the Queen of Swords, and now we have that sword and scales too. I would say that whatever you plan on being focused about is absolutely going to be supported by the divine and by this energy, for sure. Because it resides in truth, authenticity, and love. So you're going to hit your target. Yeah, you're smart. You are smart. And then look at these 9s. $25. Yeah, you are smart. You have the ability to take in information on conscious and subconscious levels. Your curiosity is endless, and your desire to dive deep, into a variety of subjects will bring you an immense awareness of the world. I'm intelligent. And 999, thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs, so you can make the best of a life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by you and only you. I am unique. All right, so I'm sending you much love. That was a lot longer than I was expecting it to be. Thanks for joining me, Sagittarius. Bye.